Solo is set in Africa. It features a more mature James Bond than we're used to. William Boyd, welcome to being here.
So nice to be.
So why you? What was it you think that you brought to them that got their attention?
It's very hard to say because it comes out of the blue. You can't audition for this job. You can't volunteer for it. I think I'd written 2 spy novels myself recently, one set in World War II and one set in World War I. So I sort of was in the genre squarely, and I guess maybe that was what helped. I also knew a lot about Ian Fleming himself. Yeah. I'd written about him, I'd put him as a character in one of my novels, so I was kind of clued up.
And you read every Ian Fleming book, didn't you?
Yes, once I got the job, I thought I have to steep myself in Bond, because I'd read them when I was a teenager, so I went back to read. I read all 14 books in chronological order, pen in hand, taking notes, analytically, looking for stuff that would be useful for me. And I found out...
Like what?
Well, I mean, I was looking for his inner life, actually, because he's not a blunt instrument, Bond. He's a man of feeling, and Fleming gives him a lot of interior thoughts and sensations, and I was looking for those and quarrying them for my book, and found out all sorts of strange and unusual facts about him that I'd forgotten or had never known.
It's daunting to follow in the footsteps, and yet the New York Times has written that more than half a century on Boyd proves that there are plenty of pages left in 007's passport. I doubt his creator could have done it better.
Nice.
Wow,
Well,
that's pretty good.
That's high praise. No, I'm very, very pleased. But no, it's a wonderful gift, because you write your own novel, but they make you the gift of the central character.
But you show something different about this James Bond. Number one, you show a more vulnerable side. For instance, not to get too graphic because people are eating their Honey Nut Cheerios, but in one point of the book he throws up, and another point he cries. All of which were very believable at the time, but it was so unlike James Bond that we know.
Yeah, because we're seeing Bond through the filter of the movies. When you go back to the novels, he weeps quite a lot, Bond. Tears flow very easily, and if he sees something unpleasant or gory, he often, lets fly. But he's a complex, troubled man with a dark side, a bit of melancholia, far more interesting figure than the cartoon characters we might think.
Who's your favorite actor who's played Bond?
Well, it's odd because I've worked with 3 of the Bonds. They've been in films I've written, so I know Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig. I've even directed Daniel Craig in a film. And I think the one that looks like the Bond Fleming described is Sean Connery, because Fleming said Bond looked like the singer Hoagy Carmichael, not a name that has much resonance today, but Sean Connery does look a bit like the young Hoagy Carmichael.
Is that who you would pick?
Sorry?
Is that who you would pick?
Well, I don't know. It's invidious to choose, because I know them all as actors, and I think I would pick another actor, Daniel Day-Lewis, who I think is also a bit of a Hoagy Carmichael look-alike, but who knows?
You don't like the phrase Bond girls. Why?
Well, again, it's because it's from the movies, and Bond's relationships with women in the novels are again quite complex. He's often seems attracted towards damaged women in the way that he's slightly damaged himself. In his wife, who he's briefly married to, he saved from committing suicide.
Now, why is he damaged?
Well, I think he's a solitary. He's orphaned at age 11, and Fleming gave Bond all his traits and sentiments and complexes, and so the portrait of Bond that emerges in the novels is rather like Fleming, and Fleming was a damaged man, and
Do you
so
remember how Fleming became famous? Because John Kennedy announced that someone once said, "What are you reading?" And he said Ian Fleming.
That's right.
And the scale, the books just shot.
I know, the ultimate endorsement.
Yes.
Do you know how he became Bond, James Bond?
Yes, I think the legend is that Fleming was looking for a very simple, short, very English name, and he was in Jamaica where he had a house, and there was a book on Jamaican birds and bird watching written by an ornithologist called James Bond, and Fleming just picked it off his desk, and of course the name resonates now in the most incredible way, but it's a very simple, ordinary name.
I know, it doesn't work for all names like O'Donnell, Nora O'Donnell, King, Gail King, but Rose, Charlie Rose. That works.
An ornithologist. I did not know that.
Yeah, no, he was just searching, as one does as a novelist, looking for a character to name for a character. You just pluck them out of anywhere.
You ever seen Fleming's estate in Jamaica?
Only in photographs. I've never, and you can go and stay there.
Exactly.
But I haven't stayed there, no.
That's great.
Thank you, William Boyd. Your book, can I hold it up? Solo goes on sale today.